This is Art with Kenneth. Hosted by artist Kenneth J. Lewis Sr. This channel takes viewers inside the studio, where paintings are built in real time and ideas take shape through process, patience, and intent. Each session reveals how structure, history, and emotion come together on the canvas. This is not a highlight reel. It's the work, unfolding.
Hi, my name is Kenneth J. Lewis Sr., and today we're beginning another painting in my jazz series titled Bourbon Street Blues. One of the things I love most about painting musicians is that they remind us that art isn't necessarily confined to museums or galleries. Sometimes the most memorable performances happen on a street corner, where a talented musician transforms an ordinary moment into something unforgettable. This painting is inspired by the spirit of New Orleans and the street musicians who fill its neighborhoods with music, rhythm, and life. Rather than trying to create an exact copy of a photograph, my goal is to capture the feeling of the moment, the energy, the atmosphere, the emotion that makes scenes like this so compelling. I'll be working on a 24 by 48 inch canvas. I began with a charcoal sketch, then spray on a fixative, and go over with an acrylic wash. And then I'll start to build the image and the background and the painting with oil paint. As you watch this painting develop, I'll share with you my process, the different moves I make as I go along. And again, thanks for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Now let's begin. After finishing some Halo Farms pistachio ice cream, I was ready to go. I had picked out I generated a AI image of this jazz player. So this is my reference piece that I'm using for the painting. So sometimes I'll take photographs from magazines, sometimes I'll come off the top of my head, and at other times I go on AI and have them generate an image for me, and with the dimensions and the size I want, and I get the painting started from there. So that's what I did right here. As you can see, I am set up with my brushes. You see my brush holder here? I helped a friend of mine remove a chopped down tree in his yard. And what I did was I thought immediately of, I need to take two of these. I had no idea that they will morph into brush holders. It's pretty cool. As I finish sketching this piece, I'm thinking more than just drawing a musician. I'm trying to capture the feeling of a place. If you've ever walked through New Orleans, especially along Bourbon Street, you know the music seems to come from every direction. It spills out of clubs, echoes between old buildings, and mixes with the sound of people passing by. Street musicians become part of the city's heartbeat, turning an ordinary sidewalk into a stage. What drew me to this scene was the contrast. You have this beautifully worn architecture, the energy of the street, and one musician completely immersed in his performance. In that moment, nothing else matters except the music. As I sketch, I'm looking for the big shapes and the overall composition. The charcoal isn't about creating every detail. It's about establishing the structure that everything else will build upon. The expression, the posture, the angle of the saxophone, and the surrounding architecture all have to work together before I even begin painting. Every painting starts with simple lines, but those lines, they carry the potential for everything that's still to come. At this point, I'm ready to get a palette together. I use oil paint, so you see me putting on these disposable gloves, and to protect my hand. A lot of the stuff I use, the mineral spirits and everything, it's pretty toxic. I do have a lot of ventilation going on right now. The windows are cracked. I have the air fan blowing, and so you definitely want to make sure you have good, airflow, circulation when you're doing oil painting and using solvents. So I'm starting to put my paints out. Paints I'm using: titanium white, raw sienna, Prussian blue, lamp black, cadmium red hue, burnt umber, and burnt sienna. And I'm using the Lucas and a combination of the Lucas and the Winsor Newton paints, oil paints. So I normally get my paints out, ready to go. Obviously, I'm going to be adding more paint. And I have this little glass thing I made here. It was from a sliding door on a cabinet. I took it off, the doors off, and reinforced it with some foam underneath. And it's very easy to clean oil paint off the glass surface. As you can see, also, I had my mineral spirits and my linseed oil. And the funny thing is, these are calipers from my vehicle to have brakes replaced. And I just put them over top of one of the small cans of house paint, and sit them on the top. And besides the tree trunks holding my brushes, this is good for the brushes that I'm going to get started with. And I can just put them in here and pick them up. And it works pretty good. It works pretty well for me. Right now, I'm about to do the acrylic wash. So I have some Artist Loft, just a tiny bit of Artist Loft red. And then I watered down some of the Artist Loft yellow, put it in my little ceramic container, and mixed it up and have it a little watery. And as you can see, I'm about to put the acrylic wash on at this point right now. I've already sprayed the canvas with the fixative, and as you can see, I'm finished. And once I get the acrylic wash on, while it's still wet, you'll see I'll take a rag and I'll wipe away some of the acrylic wash. And then it takes about, I wait for about a half hour or so before I start painting, because I want this to be fully dried when I get going with the oil paint. So cleaning out the bowl's all clean. And I think it's about time that we take a quick little commercial break, and we'll be back with the oil painting.
At KJL Art Sanctuary Gallery and Studio, art is more than what hangs on the wall. It's about stories, inspiration, and the creative journey. Explore Caden's Dream, a children's book celebrating imagination, perseverance, and the power of believing in yourself. Coming August 15th, experience Bound for Promise, a new collection of paintings and writings exploring faith, discipline, hope, and becoming. The book release will be accompanied by a special exhibition featuring the original artwork. Original paintings, limited editions, books, and custom commissions are available for collectors seeking meaningful and distinctive works of art. Visit KJL Art Sanctuary Gallery and Studio at 310 4th Street, Ewing, New Jersey, 08638. For artwork, books, commissions, exhibitions, and upcoming events, visit www.kjlartsanctuary.com. KJL Art Sanctuary Gallery and Studio, where stories, history, and creativity come to life.
Okay, so I'm panning over the dried sketch with the acrylic wash, give you a little close-up on what the image looks like so far. As you can see, there's no real details here. It's just really loose sketch of the image, and I pretty much have it where I want it to be right now, obviously with the sketch, and I'm ready to go with the oil paint. I like to start usually with the face, and as you can see here, I'm just mixing up a little paint here, and I'll get in some of the darker areas in the face and the hair, and and I'll even work with the hat a little bit. And as you can see, the brush stroke is super, super loose. I'm not trying to make this photorealistic. By no means am I trying to do that. I want this to remain loose. I want you to see the brush strokes. The paint is going on pretty heavy. Some acrylic oil painters, rather, they paint this, what do they call it? Thick, fat over thin. And I pretty much go in heavy with the oil paint pretty much right from the start. There's some spots I may use that technique, but for the most part, I want you to see the brush strokes and just the freedom I have with creating and my own style of painting. I'm not trying to copy anyone. There are artists that I look at that I admire and paint similar to, but I still have my own style and my own way of doing things. And but I do look at other artists because besides me being an artist, I'm an art lover, and it's just a field that I'm fully immersed in. See, I have the hands done at this point right now. Well, as far as I'm going to go right now. And these they take 2 to 3 settings for me to do them. This is the first layer I'm doing right now. I will add more detail once this dries. Not very much though, because again, I want to maintain a looseness with the painting. So I'm going to let you just enjoy this a little bit, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Art with Kenneth. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. One of the things I love about painting is its ability to preserve a moment in time long after the music is faded and the crowd has moved on. But a painting can still capture the atmosphere, the emotion, and the spirit of that experience. Music is often called the universal language, and I believe that art is that as well. You don't have to speak the same language or come from the same place to understand emotion. A melody can move on, and so can a painting. We're still early in this painting, but it's starting to look super sweet at this point right now. Having pretty much the face and the hands done to this point right now, and this jacket and the tie, it's really coming together. I'm going to put a lot of brushwork and scraping into the pants and into the background, and you'll see that as we go along. But this is really pulling together nice. I'm enjoying this. I hope you are. Music and painting, they've always shared something in common. Like neither one is simply about technique. They're both about expression. Like a musician uses notes to tell a story, while me as an artist, I use color, line, and brushwork. In the end, both of us are trying to make you feel something. As I paint, I often think about rhythm. Every brushstroke has its own pace, just like every note in a jazz performance. Some strokes are bold, some are like energetic, while others are like more quiet, more subtle. But together they create a rhythm of the painting. And one of the reasons I enjoy painting jazz musicians is because jazz, it celebrates like improvisations. There's structure, but there's also freedom. My painting process is much the same as jazz. I begin with a plan, but I allow the painting to evolve naturally as I work. And as you enjoy the music and the painting, here's a few of my other jazz inspired paintings. At this point, just painting the background here of the sign, and you'll see I'll go over some of the words I've written in there, and I'm going to come back later, and this will definitely get a second layer once the painting dries. And as you can see with the background, I've been using a palette knife as well with the wall behind him, and I'm going to go back to using a palette knife again. As you can see, I'm just taking a little bit of mix of the Prussian blue and lamp black, more of the Prussian blue, and I'm starting to write back in the words I had. It's blending a little bit with the oil paint that I put on, but that's fine. Once it dries, then I'll go one more time. It'll be a little bit more defined, the words. And so I'm kind of finishing up the wall here behind him. And then I'm going to get moving with the street sign and the street sign post and the people in the background on the side street there. As you can see, I'm working on a lamp post now. I'm using a little tiny bit of the lamp black and the Prussian blue, and then I mixed in a little bit of titanium white. And again, I'm not trying to make this so defined. I want it to stay loose and free. And a tiny bit of the Prussian blue and the titanium white and in the start of the street there. And again, I'm back to the palette knife at this point right now. I'm mixing it in and scraping, and I'm using the titanium white, the yellow ochre hue, the yellow ochre, the orange hue for the background. Now I'm starting to put in some of the images of the individuals in the far street, and just subtle. I'm not trying to make this so detailed, just to give the impression of some people walking down the street, and then we'll get to the buildings. So enjoy the KJL inspired or KJL music production music, and remember, like, share, subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Well, that's where we'll leave Bourbon Street Blues for today. What you've seen is the first major stage of the painting. At this point, I've taken it as far as I can using my wet-on-wet approach. Before I continue refining the details and strengthening the values and adding the final layers, the painting needs to dry for about a week. One of the things I enjoy most about working in oils is that they reward patience. Unlike some mediums, oil is often a conversation that takes place over several days, sometimes even weeks. And each layer builds on the one before it, allowing the painting to develop gradually rather than all at once. So I hope this episode gave you a good behind the scenes look at my process and showed you how a painting begins long before the finishing details are added. And every stage plays an important role in the result. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, studio content, I'd love to have you join me on the journey. Please subscribe to Art with Kenneth. Leave a comment below and let me know what you enjoyed most about today's painting or what you'd like to see in a future episode. And if you're interested in collecting one of my original paintings, commission, a custom work, or learning more about upcoming exhibitions and events, please visit my website. It's www.kjlartsanctuary.com. And again, I'm artist Kenneth J. Lewis Sr. Thank you for spending time with me here in the studio. Until next time, keep creating, keep learning, and never stop finding inspiration in the world around you.
Thank you for joining Kenneth today on Art with Kenneth. Your support truly means the world to him. Every view, every comment, every share helps keep independent art alive and growing. Through each episode, Kenneth J. Lewis Sr. brings you into the studio, into the process, and into the mindset of a working artist who lives and breathes creativity every single day. If today's episode inspired you, taught you something new, or simply gave you a moment of peace, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Your engagement helps expand the reach of the channel and builds a stronger creative community around the work. He looks forward to creating with you again soon. And remember, every masterpiece begins with a single brushstroke. See you next time.